On today's show, the Canoo pickup breaks cover and gets lots of people excited, Porsche ups its investment in Croatian electric hypercar company Rimac, and the order books get ready to open on the first truly affordable, mass-market, highway-capable EV that we've ever seen. These stories and more coming next. This is ecoTricity's ecoTEC Roundup show from New Zealand's only carbon zero certified renewable electricity company. We only source from wind, hydro and solar, and we're the leading supplier of electricity to electric vehicles in New Zealand. Switch today at ecotricity.co.nz. Welcome back to another roundup in the world of clean cars and green energy. Thank you so much for joining me. Midweek, Californian EV startup Canoo unveiled the latest of its proposed models, an all-electric compact ute with a space of a much larger vehicle. Based on the same skateboard platform as the Canoo lifestyle vehicle and Canoo multi-purpose delivery vehicle, neither of which are in production yet, the Canoo pickup is expected to offer around 200 miles, 322 kilometers per charge, has an 80 kilowatt-hour battery pack, and DC quick charging as standard. It seats two in its standard configuration, but you can customize the interior for your own needs, including different seats. The pickup bed itself features an extendable load bay area, so you can safely carry larger items as well as have plenty of storage. There's also onboard power and pop-up desks. Pricing is expected to be released next year, nearer to a planned launch. Lucid Motors recently pushed back the start of official series production for its very first car, the Lucid Air sedan. But this week it published a teaser video online showcasing its CEO Peter Rawlinson taking out a Release Candidate Air on the public highway. For those who don't know, Release Candidate is the term given to a vehicle that is identical to the ones which will eventually roll off the production line and into owners' hands. And this means that Lucid is closer than it's ever been to series production. However, the delay in production that we've seen recently shows that Lucid's AMP1 production facility isn't quite ready for series production to begin. If I'm honest, you can view this with the same intent as a video that Volkswagen posted last year of its CEO Herbert Diess taking an ID.3 away for the weekend ahead of its official launch. Take from that what you will. Harley Davidson has filed new paperwork with authorities in Australia ahead of the market launch of the 2021 Livewire electric motorcycle. And thanks to that paperwork, it seems that the Livewire may be about to get a little heavier. The difference in weight is 13 pounds, just under 5.9 kilos compared to previous model years, and could suggest a new battery pack or powertrain. Also noticeably different is the listed power figure, 78 kilowatts at 11,000 RPM versus 75 kilowatts at 10,500 RPM. This could suggest a new motor or maybe a new reduction gearbox or tweaked gear ratio. We are truly stabbing in the dark here, but if it is a new improved battery, electric postulated this week that this could equate to about a 10% range boost, and that's certainly not something to sniff at. Porsche announced this week that it has increased its investment in Croatian hypercar company Rimac. Previously, Porsche held a 15% stake in the company, but last week Porsche's supervisory board agreed to increase that ownership stake to 24%. Those who followed this show for a while will be familiar with the crazy powerful Rimac C1 and Rimac C2, and Porsche's involvement in Rimac is a big deal. After all, while Porsche already makes very competent and impressive high-end performance sports EVs in the form of the Porsche Taycan and Porsche Taycan Cross Turismo, their output and specs pale into insignificance when you compare them with the Rimac C2. Imagine Porsche using Rimac technology, maybe for an all-electric race car. I certainly can. Interest in electric motorcycles is on the rise, and it's most noticeable among younger riders. That's according to a new study this week from UK insurance company BikeSure. It says that out of the 673 motorcyclists it recently surveyed in the UK, 46.7% said they would like to own an electric motorcycle or scooter, and 3.6% said they already do. 57.8% of those questioned said they're excited about the performance that electric electric motorcycles can offer, that instant torque really is a legal high, but 65.1% say that the range of electric motorcycles currently puts them off buying one. Interestingly, though, younger riders were more likely to be excited about electric motorcycles than older ones, with 58% of under 25s saying they wanted to own an electric motorcycle. The shift towards electric vehicles is helping the auto industry reduce its carbon footprint, especially when you take into consideration the number of production facilities around the world that are now using renewable energy for their power needs. But in Germany, BMW has just announced it's invested in a new method of steel production developed by Boston Metal that produces carbon dioxide-free steel. I'll explain. The technique makes use of a new type of furnace to replace the old-school blast furnace of old, and thus uses electricity to produce molten iron that can be later processed into steel. The entire process can be carbon neutral, and it allows BMW to continue to use steel for production without dealing with the traditional carbon footprint associated with coal-powered blast furnaces. Given CFRP gave repair headaches, this is a great compromise. The Alpha Motor Corporation, a company that's got quite a bit of a bad reputation for heavily relying on computer-generated imagery in its press materials, has unveiled its latest proposed vehicle, the Alpha Wolf EV compact pickup. Like the rest of the family of proposed vehicles Alpha has revealed, the Alpha Wolf EV appears to be very early in its development. But unlike most electric pickups coming to market, the Alpha Wolf looks like an old-school 80s pickup, complete with faired wheel arches, chunky tyres and cab-top light bar. The company promises that it will offer between 250 and 270 miles, 402 to 443 kilometres per charge, and DC quick charging will be standard. Pricing is listed between $36,000 to $46,000 or equivalent, but it is still a ways from production. Volkswagen really is chasing Tesla in the electric vehicle world. Its CEO, Dr. Herbert Diess, has started posting information about Volkswagen's future vehicles to Twitter, just like Elon Musk does, and now Volkswagen is readying itself for its very own Battery Day. Called the Volkswagen Power Day and due to live stream next week, the event is expected to focus on Volkswagen's battery power systems and maybe even perhaps discuss some of the solid-state battery technology that Volkswagen has been heavily bankrolling of late. Given we recently heard about Project Trinity, the company's next big play in the EV marketplace, I'm going to guess that we may also hear something about how that next-generation platform and battery technology plays into Volkswagen's future. For those interested, the live stream will start at 1 p.m. Central European Time this coming Monday. It's pretty standard automotive practice for a car to get a few design tweaks between its official concept reveal and its production debut. We've seen it happen plenty in the EV world. Nissan did it with the original Leaf, Chevrolet did it with the Bolt EV, and as I'm sure most of you know, Tesla is doing it with its Cybertruck. Over the past few months, Tesla CEO Elon Musk has been dropping some big hints about the tweaks and changes that are coming to the production Cybertruck, and this week confirmed that we'll get to see the refreshed, updated, production-ready Cybertruck sometime next quarter. Confirming that it will be built at Giga Texas, Musk said that Tesla is focusing on finishing that production facility so that Cybertruck can be built. So if you're a reservation holder, you probably should watch this space. Dacia, Renault's more affordable sister brand, has officially announced that the order books will open in Europe next week for its very first electric car, the Dacia Spring EV. Based on the Asian market Renault Kwid EV, the Dacia Spring isn't gonna win any races, nor is it the largest vehicle out there. It'll seat 4 at a maximum and doesn't have a whole lot of cargo space, but with a starting price of €12,403 in France, after initiatives, it is the most affordable highway-capable EV out there, and with a range of 203 kilometres on the WLTP test cycle, which is about 126 miles, it should be great for city travel. And before you get all up in my grill about range and any other complaints, remember that electrifying the global fleet means electrifying all vehicle segments and price points. And for that, I have nothing but support for this little runabout. Volkswagen released details this week of its pilot battery recycling project, which has been running since the start of February at its Salzgitter production facility in Germany. The recycling program, which can currently accommodate a few thousand batteries per year, is aiming to achieve a 95% recycling rate. And while the numbers of batteries being recycled right now are pretty small, because there are few batteries to recycle, Volkswagen has plans to dramatically scale up its recycling programs in the next 10 years to ensure that it can recycle all of the battery packs it produces. Recycling lithium-ion batteries after their useful life in a car or their second life projects ensures that toxic batteries are kept out of landfill, but it also means that fewer raw materials need to be mined from the ground. And that's because recycled components can be reused in brand new EV battery packs. Now that's smart. What happens to used electric car battery packs at the end of their time in an EV is a constant question we're asked, both by new and experienced EV drivers alike. Of course, we've already answered part of that question earlier in this show with the Volkswagen recycling program, which is duplicated by many other automakers in some form or another out there. And of course, there are lots of grid-tied second life projects that also use old EV battery packs. But this week, Nissan showcased another thing that can happen to EV batteries when they're not in cars anymore. They can power the very factory equipment that helps to make more electric vehicles. Detailed in a new video, Nissan showcases how its automated guided vehicles, AGVs, they're robotic assistants that carry parts around its factories, are now being powered by used Nissan LEAF battery packs. Now that is smart. And finally, the world of electric scooters is rapidly changing. Not so long ago, electric rental scooters were about as exciting as you could get. But there are now a whole slew of different high-power electric scooters on the market, some with very questionable road legality and insanely high top speeds. This week, we were introduced to a new one, the e-scooter S1X. An out-and-out high-performance ride with a top speed of 100 kilometers per hour, about 60 miles per hour or thereabouts. It has a cornering angle of 50 degrees and has been built exclusively for the very first e-scooter race series. That's going to be called the e-scooter Championship. It isn't the world's fastest e-scooter, but I think you would have to be either bonkers or have doodads of steel to partake in this brand new extreme sport. What say you? And on that note, we are done for the day. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on our next episode. And if you haven't switched yet, why not switch to New Zealand's only carbon zero certified renewable electricity company? It is so easy to make the switch, and when you do, you'll be helping wean New Zealand off dirty energy and onto clean green power that will keep the land beautiful for generations to come. I'll be back soon with more great videos for you all to enjoy. But until then, I'm Nikki Gordon-Bloomfield. Ka kite! See you next time.